Hi, I'm Allison Davis, and this is Nate Rios, and we are here as part of the AZEdNews Teacher Conversation video series. That's a lot to say. Hey,
That's a
Nate,
whole lot to say.
I was wondering, what have you found was important this year about teaching students online?
What's been really important is grace. It's a great question. And continuing to try to find the ways you can to connect with students. Like the content's really important. I've discovered, I teach juniors and seniors in high school, but their lives have become so complicated with having to work and support family and make money and those things. I teach at a Title I school that if I didn't take the time to ask them how they were doing and to tell them a dad joke and to do some of these small little things that helps them feel like they're part of the classroom, then I really wouldn't be able to teach them in any way. And so like that relational piece, that grace has been really important.
Have you found that the relationships, have they been easier or harder to kind of forge this year?
That's a great question too. I've found that it's more difficult because I don't have the ability for their faces to be on the screen because a lot of the students just don't have good internet connections. And if I tried that and everybody was lagging and it was slow. And so there's students that I have connected with, but there are some that because they just want to have sifted into the cracks, and it's been kind of unfortunate, but we try the best we can, and we're going back on the 22nd. So maybe that will be an opportunity there, but I know a lot of kids are choosing not to go back as well. So
Okay. Kind
how
of
about you?
a different end of the spectrum. I have
Oh,
kindergarten, and it's been interesting because this being their first school experience, they don't know a lot of how it could be or how it should be. But I would definitely agree with you that connections have been the most important part. One thing I found that was nice for me was because 5-year-olds do want to be on video all the time.
right.
They find it like their performance time. And I got to come into their world more than I've ever gotten to before. I've met their stuffed animals, their dogs, their brothers and sisters. I've met everybody. And that's been really kind of fun for me. I feel like the home connection in the lower grades is a lot more. We started back 3 weeks ago,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was like they were all seeing their best friends. And that was really neat because I was scared. Nobody
Yeah.
knew each other. Like, how would they be? But they really get like what we're going through and why things have to be the way they are. And every day I hear, well, when this is over, I promise I'll give you a hug. And it
Oh,
just
that's so
makes me
sweet.
know, yeah, that they do feel connected to one another, and that they're happy to be together. And even when we were little boxes on a screen, they made sure that they were calling each other by name. So that was kind of funny. And one of them
Yeah.
said, "Oh, you were up in the top. You were in the top row," because his name started with an A. He's like, "I don't know what it is, but you're in the top row." So I also just tried to make sure it was really fun, and we built with like boxes and things at home. So I can
Mhm.
definitely see the difference between like 5-year-olds and kids who have been in school for a long time and know.
Mhm.
Even seeing my old students back on campus, they're like, "Remember when we used to?" And the kindergartners don't know any different, so they just think, this is how it rolls. So I can't wait to show them what it could be.
Totally. I teach government and history, and so I'm always thinking about the political side of it. And so they had asked teachers, and they had talked to the media and politicians, and the big conversation was the social emotional learning piece. They get kids back in the classroom to help them adjust. Have they adjusted well? How has the social emotional piece been for you?
You know what? It's been actually pretty good. They some days they are sad and they do miss their parents. That's been kind of hard because
Yeah.
they were with them for 7 months, and that's kind of what you did. And I will say that the pace of life in the classroom is slower. Like,
Okay.
there's more recess, there's more playtime, there's more outdoors, and it's finally like, please go outdoors, please do all of this stuff that you've wanted to do
Yeah.
forever. But now it's like, go outdoors, be outside. So that's been kind of nice that even in the classroom, you've noticed that life has kind of slowed down a
Mhm.
little. So I
That's
wish
great.
you a lot of luck when you go back in person, because I do think that they miss that in-person connection. Like they want that, and they want to see their friends. And I would definitely say give them time for that. Give them
Mhm.
time to talk. Give them time just to be together.
That's part of our district plan is we're having 25% come back Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's just for like social emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll still be teaching almost solely remotely to kids at home or kids in the classroom with laptops. And so I'm really curious if I'll be able to support kids in the ways that they need, even though there's all of these practices that have to be in place
Right.
with 6 feet and masks and a different situation for lunch and walking will be different. Lockers are being taken out. There's all these things that are going to be different. So I'm hopeful too, right? Fingers crossed that we can make this happen, but it's definitely nerve-wracking for all of the above.
Oh my goodness. Once they master airplane arms though, forward and back, you've got it. Like,
All right.
and they have longer arms, so that's all you need to tell them. Just master your airplane arms out. Like, and then you got it. So, well, this has been super fun, and I really enjoyed getting to hear about it from the high school perspective and see how it's kind of the same, but somewhat different too. But in the end, it's all just about how they feel and how happy they are to be there.
Absolutely. And thanks for giving me some perspective. I have young kids myself, and to hear an educator's perspective on what it's like to go back gives me some understanding of what my kids might experience eventually when they do go back themselves. So thank you for the
And just
time.
expect them to be super tired because they're so excited to be there, and the adrenaline about 2:30 watching it just kind of woo. So, easy things once they get home. So, all right. Well, this has been fun. This has been part of the AZEdNews Teacher Conversation series.